Okay, hi there. Welcome to a short course for Year 11 students, introducing them to ideas in behavioural economics before they take their A-level economics course. There are 6 lessons or sessions on this short Head Start course. In the first session, we'll be thinking about the concept of rationality. What does it mean to be rational, and what is irrationality? Looking in particular at the interesting debate about the difference between econs and humans. In our session 2, we'll focus on humans and their many behavioural psychological biases. And then in session 3, we'll focus on the theory of nudge. Lots of examples of issues and how we can nudge people's behaviour. Then 2 applied lessons. We'll be thinking about how to apply behavioural economics to the obesity epidemic that's afflicting many countries, not just high-income nations. And we'll also think about behavioural economics applied to the thorny issue of tackling and addressing the problems of gambling addiction. We'll have a special fun session on behavioural economics at the movies. Remember, please, to bring your own popcorn. Otherwise, I'll charge you an extremely high price for a box of popcorn from Tutor to You. So those are the 6 sessions. We're going to think about a little bit about rationality and irrationality in economics in the first lesson. Let me pose this question to you to start with. You're given this information. Steve is very shy and withdrawn. Steve is invariably helpful, but with very little interest in people or in the world of reality. Steve is a meek and tidy soul, and Steve has a need for order and structure and a passion for detail. Well, thank you. Here's the question. Is Steve more likely to be a librarian or a farmer? Press the pause button, have a think, and we'll go through the answer together in a second or two. Now, when you give this information to people, oftentimes a lot of people think that Steve is more likely to be a librarian. After all, he's a meek and tidy soul. He has a need for order and structure. He's a man who's shy, withdrawn, and very helpful. Perhaps these fit some of the caricatures of some of the librarians that you've met in your lives. Certainly not all, as I can tell you. But is he more likely to be a librarian or a farmer? The answer is he's more likely to be a farmer. Because if you think about the representative samples, there are many more farmers in the world than there are librarians. Millions of people farm. We don't have anything like millions of people who work as librarians. Steve is more likely to be a farmer, and oftentimes people are overly influenced by the information provided, which causes them to move away from that choice. Let's try a second one. Linda is 31 years old. She's single, outspoken, and very bright. She majored, she got a degree in philosophy, and as a student, she was deeply concerned with issues of discrimination and social justice. And she also participated in anti-nuclear demonstrations. There's some information about Linda. Which is more probable? Here's our second question. Firstly, that Linda is a bank teller. Linda works as a bank teller in a commercial bank. Or that Linda is a bank teller and is active in the feminist movement. Press the pause button, have a think. We'll go through the answer together in a second. Well, the answer is that it's much more probable that Linda is a bank teller. It's impossible for it to be more probable that Linda is a bank teller and active in the feminist movement. If you think about it, we call this the conjunctive fallacy. Our judgment is often influenced by the persuasive combination of plausible details. Well, if she's a bank teller, she's a bank teller. It would be less likely that she's a bank teller and active in the feminist movement, because not every bank teller is active in the feminist movement. Okay, so in our second video, we're going to be thinking about what is rationality. In this session, we'll have a series of quizzes, so check those out on the webpage if you want to test your ideas on behavioural economics, including a few poll questions and some other quirky examples.